Which of the following is not a product of glycolysis in plants? A. ATP. B. NAD. C. FADH2. D. Pyruvate. The correct answer is C. FADH2 is not a product of glycolysis. Only ATP, NAD, and pyruvate are. Which process occurs when oxygen is not available during cellular respiration in plants? A. Glycolysis. B. Citric acid cycle. C. Electron transport chain. D. Oxidative phosphorylation. The correct answer is A. When oxygen is not available, plant cells undergo fermentation after glycolysis. In plants, during aerobic respiration, where's the electron transport chain located? A. Mitochondrial matrix. B. Inner mitochondrial membrane. C. Golgi apparatus. D. Chloroplast stroma. The correct answer is B. The electron transport chain in plants occurs in the inner mitochondrial membrane during aerobic respiration. What is the end product of anaerobic respiration in plants? A. Lactic acid. B. Carbon dioxide. C. Water. D. Ethanol. The correct answer is D. The end product of anaerobic respiration in plants is ethanol. Which of the following is not a stage of cellular respiration in plants? A. Glycolysis. B. Fermentation. C. Electron transport chain. D. Citric acid cycle. The correct answer is B. Fermentation is not part of cellular respiration. It's a separate anaerobic process. What is the starting molecule for the glycolysis pathway in plants? A. Glucose. B. Sucrose. C. Fructose. D. Starch. The correct answer is A. Glucose is the starting molecule for the glycolysis pathway in plants. Which molecule carries electrons to the electron transport chain in plants during aerobic respiration? A. ATP. B. NAD. C. ADP. D. FADH2. The correct answer is B. NAD carries electrons to the electron transport chain in plants during aerobic respiration. What is the first step in the glycolysis pathway in plants? A. Conversion of glucose into glucose 6-phosphate. B. Conversion of glucose 6-phosphate into fructose 6-phosphate. C. Conversion of fructose 6-phosphate into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. D. Conversion of fructose 1,6-bisphosphate into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. The correct answer is A. The first step in the glycolysis pathway in plants is the conversion of glucose into glucose 6-phosphate by the enzyme hexokinase. Which enzyme converts glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to 1,2,3-bisphosphoglycerate during plant glycolysis? A. Phosphofructokinase. B. GLYCERALDEHYDE 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. C. Phosphoglycerate kinase. D. Pyruvate kinase. The correct answer is B. The enzyme glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase is responsible for converting glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate into 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate during glycolysis in plants. What is the final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants? A. Oxygen. B. Carbon dioxide. C. Water. D. ATP. The correct answer is A. Oxygen is the final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants, forming water as a byproduct. Which molecule is regenerated at the end of the citric acid cycle to combine with acetyl-CoA for another cycle in plants? A. Oxaloacetate. B. Citrate. C. Isocitrate. D. Alpha-ketoglutarate. The correct answer is A. Oxaloacetate is regenerated at the end of the citric acid cycle to combine with acetyl-CoA for another cycle in plants. During anaerobic respiration in plants, what's the end product of fermentation without oxygen? A. Ethanol. B. Lactic acid. C. Acetyl-CoA. D. Fatty acids. The correct answer is A. Ethanol is the end product of fermentation during anaerobic respiration in plants when oxygen is not available. Which molecule is the main energy carrier in cells and is made during plant glycolysis? A. Adenosine diphosphate, ADP. B. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, NADJOR. C. Adenosine triphosphate, ATP. D. FADH2. The correct answer is C. Adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, serves as the primary energy carrier in cells and is produced during glycolysis in plants. What is cytochrome C's role in the plant's electron transport chain during aerobic respiration? A. It transfers electrons between complex 3 and complex 4. B. It combines with oxygen to form water. C. It converts NAD to NADJOR. D. It phosphorylates ADP to form ATP. The correct answer is A. Cytochrome C transfers electrons between complex 3 and complex 4 in the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants. Which enzyme converts pyruvate to acetyl-CoA before the citric acid cycle in plants? A. Pyruvate dehydrogenase. B. Pyruvate kinase. C. Citrate synthase. D. Isocitrate dehydrogenase. The correct answer is A. Pyruvate dehydrogenase is the enzyme responsible for converting pyruvate into acetyl-CoA before it enters the citric acid cycle in plants. In plants, during anaerobic respiration, where's pyruvate converted to lactate? A. Cytosol. B. Mitochondria. C. Chloroplasts. D. Endoplasmic reticulum. The correct answer is A. The conversion of pyruvate to lactate occurs in the cytosol during anaerobic respiration in plants. Which molecule is reduced to form NAD during glycolysis in plants? A. Pyruvate. B. Glucose. C. GLYCERALDEHYDE3, phosphate. D. Fructose 6 bisphosphate. The correct answer is C. GLYCERALDEHYDE3, phosphate is reduced to form NAD during glycolysis in plants. Which molecule carries high-energy electrons to the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants? A. NAD. B. FADH2. C. ATP. D. ADP. The correct answer is A. NAD carries high-energy electrons to the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants. These electrons are used to generate ATP. In plant glycolysis, which enzyme converts glucose to glucose 6-phosphate? A. Hexokinase. B. Phosphofructokinase. C. Pyruvate kinase. D. Isomerase. The correct answer is A. Hexokinase is responsible for converting glucose into glucose 6-phosphate at the start of glycolysis in plants. Which molecule is oxidized to form NADJOR during the conversion of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate in plants? A. NAD. B. ATP. C. ADP. D. FADH2. The correct answer is A. NAD is oxidized to form NAD+ during the conversion of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate in plants. This plays a crucial role in maintaining redox balance during glycolysis. Which molecule is regenerated at the end of the citric acid cycle to combine with acetyl-CoA for another round of the cycle in plants? A. Oxaloacetate. B. Citrate. C. Acetyl-CoA. D. Fumarate. The correct answer is A. Oxaloacetate is regenerated at the end of the citric acid cycle in plants to combine with acetyl-CoA for another round of the cycle, ensuring continuous ATP production through aerobic respiration. In plants, during anaerobic respiration, where's pyruvate converted to lactate? A. Cytoplasm. B. Mitochondria. C. Endoplasmic reticulum. D. Nucleus. The correct answer is A. The conversion of pyruvate to lactate happens in the cytoplasm of plant cells during anaerobic respiration, allowing the regeneration of NAD jod to keep glycolysis going. What is the final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants? A. Oxygen. B. NAD. C. FADH2. D. ATP. The correct answer is A. Oxygen serves as the final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants, combining with electrons and protons to form water as a byproduct. Which enzyme converts pyruvate to acetyl-CoA before the citric acid cycle in plants? A. Pyruvate dehydrogenase. B. Isocitrate dehydrogenase. C. Citrate synthase. D. Malate dehydrogenase. The correct answer is A. Pyruvate dehydrogenase is the enzyme responsible for converting pyruvate into acetyl-CoA before it enters the citric acid cycle in plants, linking glycolysis to the citric acid cycle. What is the energy investment phase of glycolysis in plants? A. Glucose phosphorylation. B. Lactate production. C. Pyruvate oxidation. D. ATP production. The correct answer is A. During the energy investment phase of glycolysis, glucose is phosphorylated to form glucose 6-phosphate, requiring the input of 2 ATP molecules. Which compound is not generated during the citric acid cycle in plant cells? A. NAD. B. FADH2. C. ATP. D. Pyruvate. The correct answer is D. Pyruvate is the starting molecule for the citric acid cycle. It is not generated during the cycle itself. Which enzyme catalyzes the conversion of acetyl-CoA to citrate in the citric acid cycle of plant cells? A. Citrate synthase. B. Sucrose synthase. C. Pyruvate dehydrogenase. D. Isocitrate dehydrogenase. The correct answer is A. Citrate synthase is the enzyme that catalyzes the condensation of acetyl-CoA and oxaloacetate to form citrate in the citric acid cycle. During aerobic respiration in plants, where are most ATP molecules made? A. Glycolysis. B. Citric acid cycle. C. Electron transport chain. D. Lactic acid fermentation. The correct answer is C. The majority of ATP molecules are generated during the electron transport chain, through oxidative phosphorylation, in plants during aerobic respiration. Which molecule serves as the final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants? A. NAD. B. FADH2. C. Oxygen. D. Ethanol. The correct answer is C. Oxygen serves as the final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants, forming water as a byproduct. Which enzyme converts pyruvate to lactate during anaerobic respiration in plant cells? A. Alcohol dehydrogenase. B. Lactate dehydrogenase. C. Isocitrate dehydrogenase. D. Pyruvate carboxylase. The correct answer is B. Lactate dehydrogenase is the enzyme responsible for converting pyruvate to lactate during anaerobic respiration in plant cells. What is the purpose of anaerobic respiration in plants? A. To produce more ATP compared to aerobic respiration. B. To convert acetyl-CoA to citrate. C. To recycle NAD for glycolysis. D. To release oxygen as a byproduct. The correct answer is C. The purpose of anaerobic respiration in plants is to recycle NAD+, so that glycolysis can continue in the absence of oxygen. Which molecule carries high-energy electrons from the citric acid cycle to the electron transport chain in plant cells? A. NAD+, B. NAD, C. FAD, D. FADH2. The correct answer is B. NAD carries high-energy electrons from the citric acid cycle to the electron transport chain in plant cells. Where does the conversion of pyruvate to ethanol occur during anaerobic respiration in plants? A. Mitochondria. B. Chloroplasts. C. Cytosol. D. Nucleus. The correct answer is C. The conversion of pyruvate to ethanol occurs in the cytosol during anaerobic respiration in plants. Which molecule is regenerated at the end of anaerobic respiration in plants to continue glycolysis? A. ATP. B. NAD. C. NAD+. D. Glucose. The correct answer is C. NAD+ is regenerated at the end of anaerobic respiration in plants to continue the glycolysis process by accepting electrons. During aerobic respiration in plants, which molecule is regenerated at the end of the electron transport chain to continue the cycle? A. NAD+. B. Oxygen. C. FADH2. D. Water. The correct answer is A. NAD+ is regenerated at the end of the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants, ready to accept more electrons from the citric acid cycle. Which enzyme converts fructose 1,6-bisphosphate into 2,3-carbon sugars during plant glycolysis? A. Phosphofructokinase. B. Aldolase. C. Hexokinase. D. Isomerase. The correct answer is B. Aldolase is the enzyme responsible for cleaving fructose 1,6-bisphosphate into 2,3-carbon sugars during glycolysis in plants. What is the fate of acetaldehyde generated during anaerobic respiration in plants? A. It forms pyruvate. B. It combines with CoA to form acetyl-CoA. C. It reduces NAD+ to form ethanol. D. It enters the citric acid cycle. The correct answer is C. Acetaldehyde, formed during anaerobic respiration, reduces NAD+ to form ethanol. Ethanol can then be excreted from the cell. Where does the Krebs cycle, also known as the citric acid cycle, take place in plant cells during aerobic respiration? A. Cytoplasm. B. Mitochondrial matrix. C. Endoplasmic reticulum. D. Nucleus. The correct answer is B. The Krebs cycle, also known as the citric acid cycle, occurs in the mitochondrial matrix of plant cells during aerobic respiration. Which molecule is the final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants? A. Oxygen. B. Carbon dioxide. C. Water. D. NAD. The correct answer is A. Oxygen acts as the final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain during aerobic respiration in plants, forming water as a byproduct. During glycolysis in plants, which enzyme phosphorylates glucose to initiate the breakdown process? A. Phosphorylase. B. Hexakinase. C. Kinase. D. Isomerase. The correct answer is B. Hexakinase is the enzyme responsible for phosphorylating glucose to glucose 6-phosphate at the start of glycolysis, priming it for further breakdown. What molecule formed at the end of glycolysis in plants can enter the citric acid cycle if oxygen is present? A. Pyruvate. B. Acetyl-CoA. C. Lactate. D. Ethanol. The correct answer is A. Pyruvate is formed at the end of glycolysis in plants. It can then enter the citric acid cycle to continue aerobic respiration, if oxygen is available. Which process makes more ATP molecules? Aerobic or anaerobic respiration in plants? A. Aerobic respiration. B. Anaerobic respiration. C. Both produce the same amount of ATP. D. Neither produces ATP. The correct answer is A. Aerobic respiration produces significantly more ATP molecules than anaerobic respiration in plants, because oxygen is used efficiently in the electron transport chain. What is the role of ATP synthase in plant cells during cellular respiration? A. To break down ATP into ADP to release energy. B. To pump protons across the mitochondrial inner membrane. C. To phosphorylate ADP to produce ATP during oxidative phosphorylation. D. To convert glucose into pyruvate. The correct answer is C. ATP synthase is an enzyme complex that phosphorylates ADP to produce ATP during oxidative phosphorylation in plant cells, contributing to ATP synthesis.